In the Revachol Citizens Militia, there is only one officer superstar. This is his story. We're back here in the world of Officer Superstar, and the plan today is to talk to all of these people in the Whirling in Rags. Of course, Mike Tyson is famous for saying, "No plan survives a punch in the face." My plans don't seem to do much better than that. So let's see how things go today. We're done talking to Martin. This is Martin right here. Let's go talk to Lena, and then actually let's talk to Morell first, and then we'll talk to Lena.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, okay, but we need to tell you about the traps. All right, we'll talk to Lena first.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
I probably should say, "Just doing my job, ma'am," but I think I'm gonna say I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now.
I knew it.
Yeah, Kim, you knew it.
Well, in that case, sweetie,
Whoa!
let me give you a small token of my gratitude.
What? We gotta...
It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
Oh my gosh. She gave us something cool. I thought for a moment we had got a new thought, but I'll take a tie.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
8-eyed bird? Neat. Spider bird. Oh, that's like, maybe that's one of the Spider-Men from Across the Spider-Verse.
You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Yeah, I would think so. Let's ask her about some cool cryptids. We have a 97% chance. Here we go.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
What do you mean? Your husband is standing right there. Don't you want to hang out with him?
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
No, I don't know, Kim. I'm going all in. Cryptid Extravaganza? I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Aw, Kim. You are no fun, sir.
Or he'll be disappointed in you.
Oh, we do not need a disappointed Kim.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Oh no. I only get to pick one? Alright, let's ask about the tie, because it's pretty neat. Is this bird a cryptid? Pointing to the tie.
No, it's the cryptid.
Wow, the cryptid?
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp. Okay, what is this bird?
The 8-eyed Teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said.
Until what?
Mutation? Huh. All of evolution is a mutation.
Well, I guess that's true. Until what, Lena?
Until it was sighted by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
No way.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
Encyclopedia just called bullshit on her. I need to hear about this sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Okay, and Umaro is...
The world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
The way she says erg as erg with a little roll, which I can't do, is pretty neat. What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus.
Go on.
He was lost, without any navigation equipment, and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan.
So he was lost alone with no supplies, low on water, in a desert heat, and he spotted something. That sounds like a hallucination. Well, let's see.
Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uva got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Eat the bird. Uva. It's the only way to survive.
I understand. He started hunting it.
Yes, a bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Platzenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest.
And did he get it?
The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Had it mesmerized him? Why?
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
Man, this is a real tough choice. All right, let's go with the more logical one. Hold on. How did he survive to tell the story?
The 8-eyed Teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind.
Oh, no way. I got to choose the other one I wanted to choose as well. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird? Fuck yes.
Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
This bird is like Kevin from Up, only with 8 eyes.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
Uh-huh, right. By bringing back its corpse?
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes and is a living fossil and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
Right, Kim? Right? I mean, amazing.
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it.
Nice. So that was the last anyone saw of it?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Fascinating. A little far-fetched, a little hard to believe, but we'll accept it.
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Right, conceptualization, right. Bringing us back down to earth.
Very, very hard.
What Morell is saying is it's hard to pass off as coincidence, and these people are ready to believe. They're like cultists.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
Okay, well, what I really want to know is what happens if we ask about a second one after Kim insisted only one. So let's go for, what's the most dangerous cryptid?
The Gnome of Geroma.
The Gnome of Geroma? That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
Did they catch the gnome? What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at.
Sounds scary. It sounds actually like a gremlin.
A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Wait, so there's proof that this one exists?
It still took the Gnome of Geroma an entire day to die.
Oh, that's a horrible way to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Right, it's a fair question.
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom.
I mean, these guys, look, you gotta give them credit for wanting to believe. I mean, the truth is out there.
Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Yeah, a real loss.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
I mean, yes. And I could say that. That's number one here, but we just declared ourselves a cryptozoologist. So we're gonna go for no, it was a perfectly good explanation. Stop being so skeptical, Logic.
Sure, a perfectly good explanation. It dissolved in its own venom. Go on then. Ask about more gnomes or whatever.
I mean, it does seem like a big pile of crap. What's the biggest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid too?
The lieutenant pauses thoughtfully. Something in him breaks.
Oh, uh-oh. Breaks for the better or the worse?
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Okay, we just lured Kim over to the dark side.
Well, the biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Koko Nur.
Oh, of course, the horrible giant of Koko Nur.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Koko Nur desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Wait, what do you mean strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
Psychogenous luminance. I don't know what psychogenous means, but I'm sure it's a made-up word. She does not elaborate the nature of this luminance further. And just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Koko Nur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
What does that mean?
Hooey. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
Kim grounded everybody in reality.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Koko Nur must be the largest animal the planet can support.
You know, I would think there would be, I guess it's not the planet, but I would think there would be giant animals roaming the Pale.
There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Koko Nur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Why would there be a gravity anomaly?
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Okay, you and me both, conceptualization. All right, Lena, what's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter Katlensis.
Cryobacter Katlensis?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kutla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
And what's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history, Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
This is the very thought I had, so I'm going to ask it. Wait, she injected herself with it? These people are crazy.
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
Well, it's idiotic.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so you mean there is an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
My grandpa was like that.
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter Katlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
Why would that be the thing we assume? Why wouldn't we just assume she's dead? Okay, are there any invisible cryptids, Lena?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush, Kim. She's gonna tell me about the invisible cryptid. What is it?
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
You know, as the person playing this game, I really hope some of these cryptids appear. Some of the more far-fetched ones would just be so awesome.
Col de Mama d'Aqua can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
A whisper light and low?
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they?
They are.
Although the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Mama d'Aqua makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
So it's like the metachlorians. It is the Force.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Yeah, how can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
There's no evidence to support most of this stuff. Could it be here? Right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Maybe it's predatory.
Ooh. Oh, good call, Half-Light. What if it's predatory?
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
I like the cut of your jib, Half-Light. Why is the Mama d'Aqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the fieldwork in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinction? How can you even be sure?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aqua's. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing.
I thought they'd double up. Actually, let's see what the game says.
Psst. They cancel each other out.
No. No. They don't. That's... What? No. What? Oh, man. Really? Two sound waves at the same frequency? They double each other up. I thought opposite sound waves cancel each other out. Alright, fine. They cancel each other out.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
But how would they know?
After that, the The corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Koltamama population anywhere.
Wasn't it impossible before they drove it to quote-unquote extinction?
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I liked it too, although it did have a lot of holes in it.
I'm glad you did, dear.
All right, let's ask about the evidence then, I guess. What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Areopagi ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Songbirds.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
Ah, fascinating.
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
Yeah, this is neat. She should be a teacher.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Koltamama after the Paracanasian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
That is very creative. Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Name them?
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadakwa they followed individually.
Interesting. What about, and conclude.
What about what?
This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
You know, we've made it this far without asking this question, so I'm just going to say that's all for now, Lena. Thank you. Okay, now let's talk to Morell.
Haha, nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Of course he is. Let's not keep him in suspense. So I checked all the traps, Morell.
Good. Okay. And?
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
Yeah, that's right, Lena.
That's not ideal, but
The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Are you sure?
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Right, that's the only logical conclusion.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
We might correct them.
Of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yeah. I mean, what's the benefit of bursting their bubble?
Yes, the Phantasmadea picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
These people are crazy.
Another trip to the reeds.
Are you sure you've exhausted all the alternative explanations? I mean, we may be a budding cryptozoologist, but this is a bit much. And where's Gary? I didn't see Gary.
Of course we have.
Okay. Thanks, Morell.
Wait, Morell. He may have a point. We have an obligation to rule out other hypotheses.
You're right, dear. It's a fair point. But what other explanation could there be?
He turns to us.
Pardon me. This is A big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Okay, I appreciate your gratitude. It doesn't let me buy anything at the Freet, though.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
I'd love to find out, even if it was like a praying mantis or something.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
We insulted Morell? We could up our interfacing a fair bit. We have gloves that will give us +2. It'll allow us to develop an alternative theory about missing locusts. Let's try it. Why not? Why not? So let's put some stuff on that gives us more interfacing, okay? Let's talk to Morell.
Hello. Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
We have a 58% chance of developing an alternative theory about the missing locusts. And we
You have your
failed.
suspicions, but nothing you can form into a viable explanation.
I've been thinking, and I'm not sure that it was the Phasmid that took the locusts.
Really, officer? We can take it from here.
That's a blow-off.
Yes, sweetie, we've already taken too much of your time.
They don't want to believe. They don't want to believe me. They want to believe that the truth is out there. I'll get going, folks. Alright, we'll come back and try that again some other time. Let me put our other gloves back on because I like having the half-light. Inland Empire and Volition. Oh gosh, that's pretty great. Instead of drama. Get out of here. Wait, we got another thought? Oh, Homo-Sexual Underground. We never read this. I forgot to read this. Let's read it now. Temporary research bonus, none. Research time is 8 hours. You see mysterious strangers in the night, leaning against unlit doorways, engaged in hushed conversation. A shadowy cabal exchanging looks, whispering in dark alleys and unmarked locales. A radical cell conspiring against the state and perhaps even against man and woman. Was that a secret handshake? What's going on? Who are these secretive people? How will they accomplish their sinister and world-altering goals? And most importantly, are you one of them? You could be. Maybe you forgot. Yeah, we could be. We'll find out later. Right now, we're in the middle of researching the precarious world. We have just about 2 hours remaining. We've talked to 2 people, and this episode is already super long. Well, let's talk to some more people. Is this Gary?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Yep, it's Gary. Hi, Gary. How are you?
I mean, officers.
Okay. Thanks for your cooperation, Gary. You proved to be continually useless. We're gonna leave it here today because the next thing we do will be beg Gart to let us sing karaoke. Singing karaoke has a start of an episode degree of excitement. I mean, obviously. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed all that talk of possibly imaginary creatures. I look forward to entertaining you tomorrow. Please remember to spay or neuter your pets, but not both.